Well, you guys, it finally happened. The Sammie is dead. I don't know if you can see that, but there are cracks on that screen. It had a good run, let me tell you. I hated that it has micro USB. That was just sad. But it's gone. 2019 Samsung Galaxy Tab A. And yeah, I don't know what else to say. Other than, well, it had an accident. It fell on my belt while I was watching it in the shower, and sad times. We've got like it. You can see where it impacted right there, and yeah, not so good. It's kind of a sad thing when you lose a reliable electronic device, but it was on its way out anyway. It was feeling slow and kind of sad, so I had to look for an upgrade. So what better to get than kind of what I've been looking at as a replacement for this, an iPad mini. Now, I don't recall what generation of iPad mini this is. Hang on, let's find out. So as you can see there, it is a 6th generation iPad mini. I believe that released a couple years ago at the latest, so it's not brand spanking new. I mean, this one that I have here is new. You know, it wasn't used or anything. But let me tell you, it is impossible to keep this screen clean. I don't know if you can see that, but look at all those fingerprints. Oh my gosh, I've tried to clean it, and the fingerprints don't go away. It's ridiculous. It's much worse than the Samsung. So I got an iPad mini. Why, after having an Android, would I go to iPad? Well, there are a few reasons. One, this specific model was pretty cheap compared to the other iPads in the line. It's more feature rich than the base model, like regular iPad. You get Touch ID. I know you do in the new iPad now. You get USB-C, which you also get in the new iPad, I guess. But you get the charging with the Apple Pencil up here, not like sticking it into the port at the bottom. And I wanted an Apple Pencil because I plan to use this thing for school a little bit. As kind of like I noticed that there are a lot of situations where I need to take notes and edit like PDFs. So I wanted to get an iPad because Apple Pencil, it's made by Apple, and you know, it just works. It just works. That's the thing. It just works. And there haven't been any problems with it since I got it, which is no surprise because I didn't get it that long ago. It's very smooth, and I'm very happy with it. So I guess the other question is, why an iPad mini? I don't know. I love the form factor. I didn't want a massive tablet because it's kind of a pain to lug around and they're really heavy. And this one I thought was really just the right size. So I'm pretty happy with the size. There's only pretty much one thing that I've had trouble with it, and that is in YouTube. And I hope they fix this. See, I was watching a Dank Pods video. That's kind of why we're like structuring it this way today. When you go to skip through the video, you see that? Look, it tries to go to the next app, and it's so frustrating. It's so frustrating. Why does it have to be like this? You try to skip through the video, and it's borderline impossible to skip through the video. It's so annoying. Look at this. Sorry. It's so difficult, especially like when it's over here. I don't know. It's such a pain. And you're like, usually when you try to skip through a video, you're like using your thumb and you like fat finger. Oh, I got lucky that time. But it's so awful. So one of two things has to happen here. Either Apple like moves this weird touch bar thing at the bottom. Like I looked this up, and you can't get rid of that thing. Or YouTube just needs to move this up like a few pixels, because it's so annoying and I hate that. And that's largely what I've used this thing for so far, and it's such a pain when I want to like scroll through my video or find my spot, and I just can't. It's the worst. I hate it. So that's annoying, but it's really the only problem that I've had with this thing. I mean, to be fair, it's kind of like, it's a pretty big problem because I use YouTube so much, but it's otherwise fine. Even though I think this is kind of an older model, like it's probably a couple of years old at this point, it's not that big of a deal because, you know, it still works great. I think it has like I think it's the iPhone 13 Pro chip in here. So if you have an iPhone 13 Pro, it'll be basically the same and it works smoothly and quickly. Games on here are great. They run really well. As you can see, I have a few installed, Minecraft and so on. The ultimate benchmark. And so far it's been great. I do miss the old Sammie, but really this screen is so much better than this one was. Yeah, I mean, it's not even a good comparison. Like this screen is, I think, a little bit less than 1440p maybe, and this one is like 1080p max. It might be even 720 because oftentimes in YouTube videos I would get 720p. It was really just bad experience, and it was cheap. And the USB-C is such an upgrade. Like here I have a dongle, and it just like for regular USB-C devices, and it works with this iPad. Like I can plug this iPad into a monitor and use it with the monitor, and it just works. It's really great. This, not great. And the other thing is the camera is really good. It's really clear, which is kind of surprising to me. Like when you get a tablet, you're not expecting to get a good camera. For instance, like look at this thing. Look at how small that is. Look at how small that is. And then by comparison, you have this. Look at the size difference. Size matters not until it does. That's crazy. I don't know if there's a better way for me to like show that off. Look at that. It's such a big difference. Definitely a better camera on the iPad than on this. The last time I had an iPad was a long time ago, and just to demonstrate how long ago that was, I'm gonna pull out my old iPad. This, I believe, is an iPad 2nd generation. I think it's that old. You can see we still have the old connector on here. Look at that. It's the oldest connector. Regular old home button. This is definitely not charged, definitely not up to date. I do believe it still works, but I think there are some dead pixels on it. Let's see, this used to be my dad's iPad, so we've had it for forever. And I got it, and we had the screen replaced on it, and they did a terrible job replacing the screen. It had dead pixels when I got it, and I didn't actually get to use it that much. And I dropped it, and this thing is a freaking brick. It's so heavy. I don't know what to say. This is like a feather. This feels like nothing, and there's the size comparison. Look at that. It fits in the size of the screen. And the screen, you know, it's obviously smaller, but not a big deal. This screen was all right. I think Apple's had good screens for pretty much forever. So it wasn't a bad screen for watching content on, but I don't think you can even watch like YouTube on this anymore unless you went to like the website on Safari, and even then it wouldn't work very well because it's so slow. It's like the slowest thing you've ever used. And so we have a front-facing camera there, and if I can get the back off of this thing. This case was pretty cool though. I ordered this case specifically. You see we've got a little crack there though. And we have that rear-facing camera, also very small. Let's see if we can get the comparison again. There's the size difference in those. So definitely a big upgrade since the last time I had an iPad. Obviously I got a case for this one, and it's very purple. Kind of a meme in my family. Definitely a size difference. You know what? I'm dank pods now. I have Bumblebee case. See that? Now I can, like, it's not centered, is it? Where's center? Right there-ish. I'm sorry. I've probably been out of frame this whole time. But I'm happy with this. I wish it didn't have that YouTube issue. Touch ID's been fantastic. The Apple Pencil, this is not an Apple Pencil, as you can see, it's black. I got it cheap on Amazon. It's like 20 something bucks probably. And really, it's pretty great. I'm surprised it's as good as it is for the price. And it works with the charging. Oh, that's one other thing. You see how that this is a case design problem, I guess, not an iPad design problem, but the pencil gets stored up here, but the charging is not up here. It's actually like on this side. I have no idea, and like this is the only way the case goes on. Like the power button's there, the volume buttons are here. I don't know. It's just storage there. Let me take it out. See, it just snaps on like that, and then it connects automatically and it works right away. It's pretty nice. I do enjoy this pencil. I don't remember what it's called, but it works pretty well. One other thing, the volume buttons are here on the top of the iPad. I don't know if you can see that, which is kind of strange. Like the volume on here is okay. Like the sound quality is good, I would say. Volume is kind of quiet. I mean, it's definitely a lot better than this. Like this had volume only coming out of this side and it was quiet, and no volume on this side, so you don't get surround sound. This, of course, you've got volume on both sides, but the volume controls are strange. They're on the top on one side, and when you change the orientation of the iPad, it changes which volume, which button is volume up and which is volume down. So if I have it in this orientation, the top one is volume up. If I have it in this orientation, the one on the right is volume up. See that? And if I have it in this orientation, the top one is volume up. So it always maintains that the one on the top, or furthest clockwise, I guess, is volume up, which is kind of cool. It makes sense, but you know, kind of strange. Like if it were just normal, like on the old iPad, where you just have it on the side here, I mean, it would probably be a lot less complicated, but it works, and it works pretty well. It's kind of strange. Fingerprint, obviously, on the power button. That's like iPad specific. They don't do fingerprints anymore in the Apple world. Overall, great device. I'm pretty happy with it. I'm excited to use it more. I hope that I get to use it for school, because that's kind of what I wanted it for. I mean, other than just like watching YouTube and Disney Plus and Netflix and stuff, I wanted it for school, and I think and hope it'll kind of fill that I need to write stuff out gap. So that's all for this one. Thanks so much for watching, and I will see you guys in the next one. Bye-bye.